A journey to an unknown place. The dream. Sarah lived in a small village by the mountains. She was young, curious, and always dreamed of traveling beyond her home. Every day she looked at the mountains and wondered what lay beyond them. The villagers often told stories of strange places and hidden treasures far in the distance, but Sarah felt that the world was bigger than what they described. One afternoon, Sarah sat on a bench near the river, thinking about her dream. "I wish I could see the world," she said to herself. Suddenly, an old man appeared and sat beside her. "Are you thinking about the mountains?" he asked. Sarah turned to him, surprised. "Yes, I am. I've always wanted to go there, but I don't know where to start. People say there are dangers and secrets in those mountains." The old man smiled gently. "Sometimes the greatest adventures happen when you don't know where you're going." Sarah was curious. "What do you mean?" "Perhaps one day you'll find out for yourself," he said. And with that, he left, leaving Sarah wondering about his words. The decision. Days passed, but Sarah could not stop thinking about the mountains and the old man's words. She asked around the village, hoping to learn more about what lay beyond the mountains, but no one had answers. Some people said it was too dangerous to go. Others said there was nothing worth seeing. One evening, as Sarah walked along the river, she made a decision. She would go on the journey. She packed a small bag with food, a map, and a water bottle. "I don't know where I will go, but I will go anyway," she thought to herself. The next morning, before the sun came up, Sarah left her village. As she walked towards the mountains, she felt both excited and nervous. This was the beginning of her adventure. The first challenge. As Sarah reached the foot of the mountains, she noticed how different everything felt. The air was cooler, and the trees were taller and thicker than in her village. She followed a narrow path through the forest, but after a few hours, the path disappeared. She tried to keep walking, but the deeper she went into the mountains, the more lost she felt. The trees were dense, and she could hear strange sounds around her. Sarah realized she didn't know the way. "I should have prepared better," she thought, but instead of giving up, Sarah decided to sit down and think. "Maybe I can find my way if I look carefully." After a few minutes, Sarah noticed a small animal, a fox, watching her from a distance. The fox seemed to be waiting for her to follow. Feeling a bit scared but trusting her instincts, Sarah decided to follow it. The fox led her to a small clearing where she found a stream of water. She knelt down, drank some water, and felt refreshed. "Thank you," she whispered to the fox, who gave her a quick glance before running into the forest. The new discovery. The next day, Sarah continued her journey, following the stream. She walked for hours, hoping to find a way out of the dense forest. Eventually, the trees started to thin out, and Sarah saw a beautiful valley below her. She could hardly believe her eyes. The valley was filled with colorful flowers, and the air smelled sweet. She had never seen anything like it. As she walked down into the valley, she saw a small cottage. It looked old but charming. Curious, she knocked on the door. An old woman opened it and smiled. "Welcome, dear traveler. What brings you to this place?" "I've been traveling through the mountains," Sarah explained. "I got lost, but now I've found this place." The old woman nodded. "This is a hidden valley. Not many people know about it. It's a peaceful place, away from the rest of the world." Sarah felt amazed. "It's beautiful here. I never imagined I would find something like this." The old woman invited Sarah to stay for a while. Sarah agreed, and for the next few days she helped the woman with simple tasks like picking herbs and preparing meals. The woman shared stories of the valley and its history, teaching Sarah many things about nature and the world beyond the mountains. The return. After a week in the valley, Sarah felt that it was time to return home. Although she was sad to leave, she knew that her journey had taught her many important lessons. The old woman gave her a small gift, a necklace made of colorful stones, and told her, "Remember, the world is full of surprises. Sometimes you don't need to know where you're going to find something special." Sarah walked back through the mountains, following the same path she had taken before. This time, however, she felt different. She wasn't afraid anymore. The mountains that once seemed so mysterious now felt like part of her journey. When Sarah returned to her village, everyone was surprised to see her. She told them about the hidden valley, the old woman, and the lessons she had learned. Most of the villagers were skeptical, but Sarah knew that her journey had been real. It had changed her, and she was no longer the same person who had left the village. A new beginning. Months later, Sarah continued to think about her journey. She realized that it wasn't just about the places she had seen, but about what she had discovered inside herself. The adventure had taught her to trust her instincts, to be brave in the face of uncertainty, and to appreciate the beauty in the unknown. One afternoon, Sarah sat by the river again, just like the first day she had dreamed of the mountains. This time, though, she wasn't dreaming of what lay beyond. She knew that every journey, big or small, starts with the decision to go, and every traveler finds something new along the way. "I wonder where my next adventure will be," she thought, smiling as the river flowed gently past her.
Please like the video, share with your friends, and subscribe.